Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. So this one is going to be all about Linocut. It's something that I have always loved doing. I love carving into linoleum. And lately I have been using these vinyl plates to carve, which are cheaper and you can wash them, and they're a convenient thing to use if you don't have linoleum. But my heart still lies with using the traditional linoleum to carve and create linographs. So here, as you can see, I'm doing the first part of creating a Linocut, which is sketching it out, deciding which parts I'm going to be leaving to retain the ink and which parts I will be carving out. As always, one of my comfort themes are birds and nature and bugs. And so here I am drawing a puffin looking up into the sky. I found these really great images of puffins on Pinterest. Another source that you can use to find free images to use for references is called Pexels, or Pexels, Pexels.com. I'll put the link down below in the description if you would like to use it. But that's another wonderful resource to find beautiful images. I mean, these are professionally created images. So it already gives you a good idea on lighting and shading and color choices as well. But so here I'm just starting to sketch it out, and then the next step is going to be to trace it and transfer it and then to carve it. So let me speed up this part of the video and let's get to the next section. So an important part of doing linocuts is to have your tools nice and sharp. It's very important. Otherwise, they can slip, they can cut ragged lines. Yeah. I didn't realize how wobbly my table was going to be when I was doing all of this. But as you saw there, I had transferred the image. I used a graphite pencil to trace it. And so when I am going to then transfer it, I do it up, reversed, and I just brush really hard there. Don't judge me. It's the only thing that I had available. That's to grind things when making cocktails, which I never use since I don't really drink at all. So I just used it to apply pressure to the tracing paper to transfer it onto the plate. Afterwards, I used an alcohol-based marker. This is actually one of my favorite colors. It's like a plum, aubergine, eggplant type color. Purple. I love purple. And it's dark enough so I can see which areas I'm going to be leaving dark for the ink, and it's easier to plan out that way. So this is my first set of tools that I use. I have this complete set. It's a German brand, which I cannot remember the name of. I bought this in Germany, and it's a complete little set. It has different size tools. I'm going to be using a larger U gauge, as you can see here. I'm sharpening it before starting. It's always important. So you first do the outsides, and then you can sharpen the insides on the rims. You can see that there are a larger U-shape area where you can get a nice grip of the tool, and then on the other side it's a thinner, more for the V shapes. So once I have sharpened that, I am ready to carve. And this has to be the most satisfying and relaxing activity. I just love the physical sensation that I get when carving, and the feeling of seeing it complete and applying ink to it, and then putting it. It's a very tactile. It's very much a stimulation to my senses when creating linocuts. And that's why I just love it so much. In addition to seeing the texture on the page. But the way that I do it is I use this like anti-slid material that you usually put in like kitchens or things like that. And it grips this vinyl block nicely so it doesn't slip. Because the way that you're supposed to hold the tools is, as you can see here, one hand is holding the tool within the palm of your hand, and you have your index finger on the metallic part. And then you have your other fingers that are helping you guide the tool so it doesn't slip. And you take it nice and easy. Here I'm using the smaller V tool to cut in the outer line, you could say. And then I'll be using a larger tool to remove the rest of the material and do the rest of the carving. So again, let me speed this up so you guys can see the final version. So again, no judgment. I'm just using the tools that I have available in the moment. You should use a brayer if you don't have a press, which I do not currently have. I did not bring it with me when I moved here from Germany, and I'm trying to acquire one. So again, I'm using this wooden press. You can also use a wooden spoon. You could also use just a silver or metal spoon. Pretty much anything that has a nice smooth surface you can use to do these presses. And my table is wobbling. I am very sorry about that. But you are supposed to apply even circular motions to the press, to the paper, so that the ink transfers nicely. And voila, there it is. I think it turned out really great. There's one cloud that I did not carve completely that I'm going back to fix. But yeah, so here I have a bit of a scrap of the vinyl, and I thought, I don't like to waste my scraps, so what am I going to make here? Yes, it is going to be a bird. Yes, you were right. I decided to draw a bird. And so let me speed this up and I'll show you guys. So an important part of creating linos is to measure out and create marks of where you're going to be putting the Linocut and where you're going to be putting your paper. Because especially if you're using a larger sheet of paper, kind of like framing it around the Linocut and not using the whole space given on the page, it is very important. And also how you place the paper. So I decided for some horrible reason that I was going to use watercolor paper that has a lot of texture to it without soaking it before to do this little spontaneous miniature Linocut. And ideally, what you should do is to soak your paper before. You put it in a basin of water and you allow water to seep into the fiber of the paper, and then you can use it the next day or within a couple of hours so that it receives the ink better. However, I, of course, did not do this because I am very much in the moment and really wanted to try it out, and I just had to do it, and I only had a few minutes, and my battery from the camera was going to die, so hurry up, Christine, grab whatever you can find kind of energy here, because I could see the little light on the camera flashing as I was filming this, so I'm like, hurry up. So I'm grabbing here black ink, and I'm using, as you can see, glass. That's what I used to use the ink because it's a nice, thick, smooth surface to apply the ink on the roller. However, this roller is a bit damaged. I don't know why, but it's a bit damaged. But you still get the nice, gratifying, satisfying effect of seeing the ink appear. And it just like it magically brings out the image. It's just so magical. I love art. Art is like magic to me. And there I had done two little stamps, you could say, with my artistic name, Sissy Prince, and I just wanted to quickly give it a try. So yeah, I'm going to have to come back and do this with better paper and with a better roller, but gratifying it still was, and I really enjoyed it. And so with this, I'm already going to say goodbye because soon the image will end because my battery has died. Thank you so much for watching this Linocut video with me. I can assure you there will be more. And I hope you have a great day, afternoon, or evening. And I will catch you in the next one. All right. Bye, everyone.